Hello and welcome back to another episode of Unconditional
Hotmess
with your hosts. Who are you?
Rhonda.
Better known as
Hotmess Mama. I'm so sorry.
yes, better known as Hotmess Mama. I'm so sorry. And myself, HAILEY, also known as Love HAILEY. We are a mother-daughter duo, and we bring you
So professional.
random podcasts of all of the topics every single week. If you would like to request any specific topics in the comments down below, please definitely let us know. Actually, you know what? We got like 14 comments. We got 14 comments on our first video, so we should see if any of those have recommendations in them. But also, let's talk about irrational fears that you brought up, because I want to hear more about this car wash thing you were saying.
No, I was just... Okay, so first and foremost, my husband said you guys should say what topic you plan on talking about and see how long before you take 10 left-hand turns. And HAILEY was like, oh, that'll take no time. Yeah, especially for my mother. So,
I didn't say it like that.
But, no, like, I was thinking, like, irrational fears, because I was scrolling on TikTok,
okay,
and this girl was like, how a point of view or whatever when you're at a car wash. I get so much anxiety. Well, not even just a car wash. Like, I could just be going through the drive-thru and placing an order.
Yeah.
But, like, your fear is now my new fear unlocked.
Do you even know what that is?
Will you explode from the inside out?
Yes.
Like
what did I say it was
kind
called?
of like
Human
the text
combustion?
that I got.
No. What is that called?
You called it human combustion. I said, we should talk about irrational fears. And HAILEY goes, human combustion. And I was like...
Guys, okay. There's so many comments. We're going to have to read these on the podcast. That's what we should do this episode.
Yeah.
But you guys, I watch every single one of Eleanor Neal's videos. Okay, I love her. Shout out Eleanor Neal. I know you don't need to shout out because you're still popping, but her videos are so good, and I love the way she talks, and she's just so pretty and so cute and so sweet, and I feel like she'd be like the sweetest little person to meet. Anyways, she had a video. She just started doing this video series called Freaky Friday. And she had this whole video on human combustion. And I did not even know it was a thing.
So it's like real?
It's real. And they don't know what happens. They don't know what causes it. It just happens.
So I could just be sitting here and all of a sudden I'm
Combust
like fireworks?
and burst into flames. Sub pump is pumping. Sub pumping. Pumping and sub.
HAILEY
pump.
Takes a little intermission when my sump pump goes off.
Sump pump? Sub pump.
It's a sub pump?
Sump or sub?
I thought it was a
I thought
sump.
you said sub. Oh,
Sump
pump. Sump pump. Anyways, so that kept me from crying. I'm really glad it went off when it did.
Your eye was literally tearing up, and I'm like, wow, this is real? Like,
guys, so I watched this video, and I had to span it over 2 days to be able to actually watch the whole thing through, because I was getting so scared and paranoid, and, like, scientists and doctors don't really know why it happens, other than maybe your body produces some sort of flammable gas, because she was saying in her video that you can produce acetone in your body and all this stuff, and so maybe like if you catch fire then all the acetone burns you, but it always leaves your feet are always left intact,
that's really effed up,
and you just burn from the inside out, and then you disintegrate basically. Anyways,
see, my first thought when you said gases was just fart.
Nope.
Well,
new fear unlocked. Yeah, it's
real.
crazy, and I was doing really good about not thinking it until you're like, fears car wash.
Yeah, well,
why are you afraid of a car wash again?
Oh my gosh, I'm afraid I'm gonna go off the rocker. You know, like the little doodad when you're driving.
Pulls your car across?
Yeah, but you gotta get up there, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna slip, and it's gonna break my tire, and that's gonna be like $400. And then I'm gonna not just break the tire, but probably bend the rim, and then whoever's ever working it is just like, keep going, stop! And I'm like, whoa!
That is
Yeah.
So funny that is your fear. It's not so funny, but I'm also
literally
like, Mom.
start armpit sweating when I have to go through and I don't go too often. I actually vlogged it back in October, I think, because I got like a free little car wash, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Went through, stupidly stuttered nonstop, and and all of that. And then I go through, and then I'm freaking out over that, only for like this thing on my car to come flying off in the middle. Yeah, it was good fun times.
I used to have a friend in high school, and I think you were friends with her mom on Facebook. She's the teacher, and they moved down into Kentucky. You know who I'm talking about? The blonde lady. Real sweet.
Can I say what the name I think started with?
Yeah.
T?
No. J.
J?
For the mom and the daughter.
No.
JB.
No. I got nothing. There's like a thing, like mom friends. You're not really friends with the mom if your kid is friends with a kid, but
You know her.
do I? Oh, okay, my bad. You could actually be friends with people.
Yeah. Okay, so I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, and so this lady, she drives a Jeep, and she posted how something, she had decorated her Christmas, the back tire of her Jeep.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And she went through the drive-thru and she forgot, and all this stuff fell off. Or maybe it wasn't
Like a
Christmas
car
stuff.
wash?
I don't remember. There was something on her car that fell off, and she was like, I'm not letting my money go to waste. She walked back in the car wash, and there was a car coming forward to get dried. So all of a sudden, the dryers turned on, and her hair's like, and I could just picture it. Her bleached blonde hair, this tiny little petite lady with her hair winding all over, and she's stopping in there to get her stuff for her car. And
That's funny.
I thought that was so hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's what, when you said car wash, I'm like walking in there and getting stuck?
No, just jacking up my whole vehicle. Well, I mean,
I have car wash passes from like 4 Christmas ago that I've still not used it. Plus, probably more than 4 Christmases ago at this point.
see, if I have to leave my house to use a gift card, guess what? It's probably not going to get used.
Oh,
It's
croak.
Your brother calls that a factory reset.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that does it.
No, we were coming back from out west, and he was sitting there, and then all of a sudden that happened, like his voice box made a weird noise, and I kind of looked at him, he's like, oh, factory reset. I'm like, what? And it was so like matter of fact, and he's like, what, you don't ever do that? And I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, yeah, factory reset. It's not a burp, and it's not a hiccup.
It's not a hiccup, yeah.
It's just a factory reset. Your body's resetting itself. I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good. You gonna go to questions?
I don't know. We haven't got any questions on here, but we got comments for days.
Okay, be nice, guys. I am a sensitive Sally. You know, I will say, I was listening to Avery Woods. I saw her over on... I was watching her over on TikTok, and she also has a podcast. But she's got like 2 million TikTok followers and everything.
Dang.
And she was talking about how she was going to kind of take a step back from the comment section because of the fact that although there's so many wonderful, amazing, kind comments, there's like maybe one comment that is just off the rails and it just kind of makes you start to spiral.
Yeah.
And people will say stuff like, well, if you're on social media, you should have thick skin. And here's what I say to that.
Most of us have severe anxiety, and that's why we hoard up in our homes and we hole up on the internet because we can't do face-to-face interaction.
And this is what makes us feel normal.
Yes.
But if you have to have thick skin to function, like, okay, here's my 2 cents on it. My uncle was a police officer, okay? And he said, when you get to the point that you are numb at like helping people or whatever, working with the public or whatever, he's like, that's the time to step away. And I couldn't agree with that more because that means you're not, I don't know the right word for it, but you're losing senses. You know what I mean? And what Avery was saying is she was taking a step away from her comment section to just kind of, what?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
We're probably going to have to cut that whole thing out.
No, we don't. Just keep talking. I'll keep listening.
Okay, but she was saying she's got to take sometimes a step away from her comment section because it can be so hurtful. And
It's brutal.
It is brutal. And I agree with her on that because going back to what my uncle said is like, if you become so numb that you don't feel, like, that's not healthy.
No, and it kind of makes you a shell of a person.
Yeah, and you've got to protect your peace.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where I was going with that, like what sidetracked me into that. But seeing her TikTok come like up on my TikTok For You page, it just made me think like, oh yeah, we're going to look at the comment section. Yeah. And that's what made me think about it. Be nice, people, because you never know. Like she's got like 2 million followers and a super successful everything, but like she's still human. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just so sad that people can get behind a keyboard and just... Because I'm not even huge on my channels, and I get some comments that literally make me spiral. And I do. Like, I do the same thing. I kind of stay out of my comment section, especially when I know my head is not good.
I still remember my first ever hate comment. You sound like you're trying to sound like Ariana Grande playing Cat from Victorious.
Oh, God.
Because I was a teenager with a high voice.
Yeah. No, people do be getting real mean.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my girlfriend about it. I said, I feel like when the holidays come up, people get even extra ferocious. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're sad. Let's be nice. But anyways, hopefully that made sense what I was talking about with Avery, because like I agree with what she's saying. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and, you know, protect your peace, because it's not healthy. And one thing I'm learning, especially with social media, is you cannot please everybody.
Nope. But
Lord,
you do find a good niche of people, and when those people are your people, you have your people. People.
No kidding, because I will have my people have my back.
Yes,
and I'm like
no other.
Yeah, because I feel like I've never had it like that before.
Same, yeah.
Because I've always been like a loner.
Sub pumpy pumping. Sub pump?
Sump pump.
Some pumpy pumping. Some pumpy pumping.
I don't know. Maybe it's not called that. Because like I don't say toilet, right?
I don't either.
So...
Yeah, I said that at Becca's family's Christmas, and I said something toilet, and one of her brothers goes, say that again, something toilet. Okay. Didn't even bother trying to correct me.
I'm telling you, like, to me that sounds right. Toilet.
Yeah, there's just no R in it.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps telling me, and I'm like, I didn't say there was an R in it. It's just a toilet.
We don't really have very many questions on here. Just a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you started our podcast. Mostly. Do you want to, should we read them or no?
No, not if there's nothing. Oh, fun fact. 2024, you know what I'm trying to do?
What?
So, judgment-free zone.
I'm trying to get 5,000 followers on TikTok.
Go follow Haley.
LOVHAILEY.
Yay!
Love without the E, Haley.
And if you want, come follow me, Hot Mess Mama 4. But spell mama the way you don't think you should spell it. MOMMA.
And also follow our TikTok for Unconditional Hotmess. Unconditional Hotmess podcast. I cannot spell all that for you right now.
I was going to say something and forgot too. Oh, I read a book.
Oh, your goal for 2024?
Well, to read 2 books.
Stop. I love you so much. Actually, you read more books than me this year.
Well, because like
I didn't finish one.
I want to be a reader, but I'm not. Like, fun fact, I'm dyslexic, and like I struggle hard when it comes to reading comprehension. So when we went out to Vegas for that event,
I saw you reading that book on the plane.
I read the whole mother trucking thing. Well, okay, except for like maybe a couple of chapters, and I ended up finishing them when I got home. But the Britney Spears memoir, I think is what it's called. It was actually really good. And I'm the type of person that I need to be able to visualize as I'm reading. And if I can't visualize it, guess what? Nothing's happening up here. Yeah. I just look like I'm smart. Not really. Just whatever. I'm holding a book. So, I mean, I
have a book in my hands. Think what you will.
I am so fancy word. Can't insert. Anyways, so I read one book for 2023. And so now I want to read 2 for 2024.
Do you have any ideas of what you want to
Well,
read?
I just started last night reading the Jessica Simpson memoir.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. And then I bought an actual book by Colleen Hoover.
Isn't she like a really popular?
Yeah.
Doesn't she make
Books?
like, are they romance novels?
No, I don't do smut.
Okay, that's what I thought they were for a second. I was gonna say, wait a
No.
second, mother. I don't want you to talk about that on the internet.
No, it's called Too Late by Colleen Hoover. And I just happened to be scrolling one time on Facebook and people were like, oh my God, I just got the Colleen Hoover Too Late book and it's freaking, I can't put it down. I'm like, that's what I need.
I used to be such a reader that I would get so engulfed in a book that I would finish it in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, all three of you guys were readers.
Yeah.
And me, I'm like, is it like 10 pages or less? With pictures.
I was gonna say, with pictures. Is it a picture book that I actually can make up my own story?
Yeah, like, I need stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's my little goal for happy 2024, by the way. And, yeah, let's not make fun of the fact I'm not a reader. But I'm kind of.
I am a reader, and I have not read it all in 2023, so.
It just seems like the big trend, I felt like, for 2023 is everybody was doing book club and this and this and this.
And getting a Kindle and reading on a Kindle.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to do our monthly or our weekly meetups of talking about the book that we've been reading or
I
monthly.
just don't have time for that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's literally the worst. Like,
and then how do you comprehend it? Like, because with these book clubs, it's like a book. You may not be interested in it, but you read it. That's not my journey. I got to pick it.
Typically, when you start a book club or you're in a book club, it's with a bunch of people who like the same kind of stuff as you. So, like, if you were in a book club, it would be, like, people who would all enjoy reading the Britney Spears memoir.
But see, here's the thing. I'm not a fast reader either. Like, I was busting it out, though, on the plane. We had 4.5 hour flight.
Oh, my gosh. I was so bored. I had nothing to do. My wisdom teeth started hurting on the way home. On the way there, I slept.
Yeah,
on the way home,
you were
I
out.
couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep on the way home. Everyone else was sleeping on the way home.
I
Mom
wasn't
was reading
sleeping.
her book, and then I was like, please give me medicine, please. I have no liquids to drink it with. I am such a poor boy. And then she's like, oh my gosh, here's the rest of my water. Here's some medicine.
I forgot about that.
You weren't like that, but I was trying so hard to fight it, but my teeth were hurting so bad I was crying in between. Like, I had one of my siblings on this side and Becca on this side, and I'm in the middle, just crying, so bored. I didn't download anything on my phone because for whatever reason I thought that there was going to be internet on the plane. There was no internet on the plane.
We flew Allegiant.
I didn't know. On the last flight we went on, there was internet.
That was Delta.
I know. I didn't know what we were flying, so I was like, the last plane I was on had internet, so this one must too.
No, I had
didn't.
to get all 6 of us out there. I couldn't afford that.
I realize I'm really sorry, but I didn't know I needed to download stuff, and then I couldn't even download stuff for the way home because my phone is out of storage. So it's like it always comes back to my phone is out of storage. It is always out of storage. I never have enough storage on my phone. I will never have enough storage on my phone. Actually, when we're done recording this episode of this podcast, I will be ordering a 1 terabyte iPhone 15 because I have no storage. My phone is not updated. My photos are not backed up. My cloud is overflowing so full that it's like, give me $5 a month. Give me $5 a month. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I just need a
It does
break. I
cause
just
a
need
couple
storage.
meltdowns a month.
It does, because I try so hard to make all these cute little TikToks and all these cute little vlogs, and then my phone's like, you're out of storage. I deleted it all. Like, why did you do that to me? I worked so hard on this. Or I get like halfway through the day of vlogging, and it's like going to be so good, and my phone's like, out of storage, mother trucker, and I'm like, okay. It is so annoying. Or like when we were at that Ofra, the launch party for the Miami collection.
Yeah.
Was it the second Miami collection?
Yeah.
So when we were there for the second Miami collection, my phone, I was doing so good. I was recording and I was like trying to get like a cute little clips of all of the things. And then my phone, out of storage. I'm always out of storage, guys. Like right now, let's just see. If you're on the YouTube, oh, look at that. Out of storage. iPhone storage full. You do not have enough storage to take more photos of free up space by deleting unneeded apps, videos, or music. I deleted everything that I don't need. everything. I have so full storage that I can't even edit something on CapCut and then transfer it straight to TikTok. Like, it doesn't even let me open my projects on CapCut right now. I'm sick and tired. Sick and twisted. Ugh. I just need storage.
Yeah, you definitely need a new phone. I mean, your phone's old.
It's not that old. I got it when I graduated cosmetology school.
It's like a 12, right?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Well, okay, so it's not old, but I think you got, like, not a lot of storage when you bought it.
Correct.
Yeah, that's where
I
you
don't know
went
why
wrong.
I thought that was a good idea.
I don't know. I mean, because at this point, you could go to use my 11 and have a lot more storage.
I have an iPhone 12 Pro.
Aren't they the ones that everybody are saying really bad?
An iPhone 12 Pro? Well,
Maybe.
I only have
Maybe
128 gigabytes on it, so 1
Oh my
terabyte's going to be
gosh.
life-changing, you guys.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you.
I know.
That'll be really good for you, though.
So, yeah, long story short, I'm getting a new phone, and I'll let you guys know how I like it. I know everyone already has the iPhone 15.
I don't.
Oh.
I have an older one.
I know a lot of people, except for my mom, already have the iPhone 15.
You know you're going to have to change your charger, right?
What do you mean?
I have very dramatic children.
Do you know how many pre-bought chargers that I already
That's what I'm
bought?
saying. You sure you want a 15? Because it goes to like a USB-C.
Oh, like
or...
an Android one?
I don't freaking know.
You know what? I'll just get like a little pad to toss it on.
There you go. Like that one I travel with? Where you can lay it down?
Sure.
Yeah. You don't know?
It looks like a fold-up little,
Yeah.
like one of the iPad cases that you fold up into a triangle and set it on.
Yeah.
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 I
It
do
works
know.
out good.
It took me a second to remember it.
Well, yeah, because it does your... If you have those...
AirPods,
Yeah.
watch, phone.
All that.
Yeah.
So... Meltdowns.
Wait, no. Mom!
I feel like you would go so TikTok viral if you did
If
morning
I recorded
meltdowns.
myself crying, yeah, you guys, I have autism.
Look at that. Where do you think you got it from? Every trait that these kids could possibly get
Wait, do you know
from
that-
me, they did.
Yeah. There's like a running joke in my family that I have all of the negative genetics.
That's your running joke. Nobody jokes about that but you.
My siblings do.
I don't think so.
Yes, they do.
Story time with Haley.
Anyways, I was so traumatized because I was like under the impression that autism was so a bad thing to be diagnosed with that when I was diagnosed with autism, I blocked it out of my memory. And then years later, my mom said in front of my current fiance, my only ever fiance.
I was like, how many you got?
Just one. Anyways, she said right in front of Becca, "Oh, Haley has autism." And I was like, wait, you know what? No, it wasn't in front of Becca. It was in front of my childhood friend, T. And that's when it happened. And I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And I was so confuzzled. And I was like, no, I don't. Don't ever say that again. And she was like, Haley, you were diagnosed when you were 15, 16?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's how I figured out you got it from me.
Yes.
When we were in the office.
Yes.
Going over everything. I was like...
I know. And I was like, don't you ever say that about me. And I was so shocked and appalled and just off put. And I thought that it was so negative and that everyone was going to be like, what's wrong with you? And so then I was like, oh, okay. I came to terms with it and it was fine. And then I told Becca when we actually first met. And then one time I tried to tell one of my other friends and she goes, no, you're not. I'm like, okay, Miss Medical Doctor.
The worst is the people that, like, when you say that you have that or anxiety or depression, they're like, well, just don't. I'm like, what do you think of that?
What do you mean just feel better right now?
Yeah.
It's not a choice how I feel. I just feel this way.
Flipping the switch. All better.
And sometimes it literally is a chemical imbalance.
Yeah. People are crazy.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
it also always makes sense every time I think about the fact that I have autism. It makes sense why I love sensory toys the way that I do. Guys, I'm 23 years old, and you know how many slimes I own and how many like clays and squish stress balls and
Well, my favorite was always those ones that,
fidgets.
look at my eyes crossing. No, where you'd have to get the hoops onto the one doohickey and the water thingy.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so funny when we were in therapy that one time. You took to that too. That was always my favorite toy as a kid. And then we had squishy balls.
Yep.
When I was a kid.
Oh, and the water yo-yos, but then sometimes
Yes.
we would get them
The-
from the Wool Festival.
Yeah.
We would get water yo-yos from the Wool Festival when I was a kid, and then when I was left alone with them, I would bite them. And then they would explode in my mouth, and I'd be like, Mom, it broke. I don't know what happened.
But see,
Then I'll get a new one the next year.
I'm a Gen Xer, so like we weren't diagnosed with nothing, especially as a girl.
Yeah.
You know, like ADHD, wasn't diagnosed with that until I was 18 to 20 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like being on the spectrum, it was either like it was just boys pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So,
well, also I'm colorblind, and my childhood best friend literally stood up in our 7th grade science class when our science teacher goes, only men can be colorblind. She says, she goes, Haley's colorblind. I know it. She is. She can't see colors. And I was like, mortified. Just sitting there absolutely mortified. And so then just everyone knew that I was colorblind. And my teacher's like, there's no way that you're colorblind. And I'm like, no, I am. I've been diagnosed with it, and I've tried to cheat my way out of a colorblindness test because one time at the eye doctor, my mom got separated with one sibling, and then I was separated with the other sibling.
Because you were older.
Because I was older, so I was like, we could do more appointments at once if we did it that way. So my younger sibling does the test first. I memorize all the answers, and I choose to get a couple wrong to make it not too suspicious. But then the doctor's like, you're not colorblind, sweetie. I text my mom, Mom, I'm no longer colorblind.
Yeah. And then they come and tell me, like, and
she busts in a room.
I barreled through that door, and I'm like, what did you say?
You're saying, colorblind.
I was like, she's colorblind. And he's like, no, she passed. I said, switch the cards up. And they switched the cards up. I'm like, now give her the test. And he gives the test. She failed miserably. And the guy's like, oh, I'm like, that's what I thought.
That's the only test that I've ever cheated on. But I was so excited for that 1 second. You're not colorblind. I don't know why. I guess I thought my eyes would heal themselves. I would see color properly. No.
Oh my God, that was funny though. That was so funny. I can't believe you even thought to text me to tell me.
I was so excited.
I passed.
I'm not colorblind.
I've been healed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fun fact.
Yeah.
I'm not colorblind though. But what's cool is you're colorblind, but like still cosmetologist, makeup artist.
Yeah.
Everything. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But when I was a kid, it was not so cool because I'd come down wearing all mismatched colors, and you'd look at me like, what are you wearing? I don't know. Black?
No. The saddest part was you never told me until you were older. Her room was like purple and green. Okay, but it like some walls were like purple. I don't even remember purple, and then it was striped.
Pink? Was it pink, purple, and green?
No.
It was just
you
two
had
colors?
one time it was pink.
All pink.
And then it was like the next was like purple and green.
Yep.
And
like striped.
Yeah. And she saw brown and yellow. And I did not know that because we didn't know, I guess at the time, what colors she couldn't see.
Did you know I was even colorblind when you put it that way? I don't think you did.
Well, no, because we moved the rooms around, remember?
Yeah.
When they moved in with us. So, yeah, no. So you got the biggest room that was already striped out and everything like that.
When my uncle moved in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah, I had the master bedroom as a kid. I was living large.
But we assumed you could see it, but you never said anything until
one day I had a mental breakdown.
And you said, why does my room have to be brown and yellow? And I'm like, what? It's not brown and yellow.
Why did you paint my room such ugly colors? And it's funny because yellow is actually my favorite color now.
And I'm curious as to what color yellow you see.
It wasn't my favorite shade of yellow. It was like,
it had to have
think
been
of
like,
Dijon mustard brown yellow.
Yeah, okay.
It was that sump pump. No, it's not sub.
Sump pump.
Sump pump. Sump, pump, sump, pumpin', pumpin', sumpin', pumpin'.
For those of you that don't know, and you're like, why the hell does she keep talking about a sump pump?
It's going off right now.
Can you hear it when we're
In
recording?
my buzzers, yeah.
I hear it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear it on the...
Oh, well, if not, then I will quit doing it after these 2 episodes, swear. But
It's her new jingle. Sump pump jingle.
Sump
So if there's
pump,
any
sump
companies
pump.
out there that's listening that have sump pumps, mine is legitimately 19 years old. And I refuse
I will make
to
you a
change
jingle
it. But I
if you send my mom a sump pump.
But I refuse to what is it called? Switch it out, because they don't make things the way they used to. So, and I have a new one, but we haven't installed it because this one's 19 years old and it's going strong.
Yeah.
Just loud AF, but going strong. It's pumping.
And something.
So pumping.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was brown and like Dijon mustard yellow brown. That's what I like. Even like in my memory when I picture it, that's what I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I can see where you see it, but like, no, it was always green and purple.
No, it was not. It was so like depressing because it was so dark.
Well, yeah, I would assume, but okay, but
it
it
wasn't actually. But
it wasn't actually dark, but for
it
your
just
eyeballs.
in my eyes it was like I would love to have gone back and used like color blindness glasses and seen what you were saying,
Yeah,
because what I was seeing just
obviously wasn't it.
nope. Nope.
Yellow and brown.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to take you to like Home Depot paint swatches and have you pull it, because it wouldn't matter if I pulled it because you won't see it.
Yeah.
But I am curious as to what level of yellow and brown that you saw.
Yeah, we would have to look. Anyways, I think this is going to be a pretty long episode, so I think we should probably end it about here. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Unconditional.
Hot mess.
And again, we are your hosts.
Rhonda.
You're so awkward every time.
I know,
Better known,
me.
or not better known, also known as Hotmess
Oh,
Mama,
yeah.
MD.
Yeah.
Makeup diva. And I am Haley, her daughter, her spawn, if you will. Also known as Love Haley on the internet. And we just want to thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate all of the love and support that we've been getting with
Yes.
the thumbs up and the comments and
Because I'm not going to lie,
all
I
of
was a
that,
little nervous.
subscribes.
I was a little nervous.
Yeah, and I feel like we've like done nothing to promote it, so
Yeah, we need to get on that.
I know.
That was actually your job, you said?
I have a lot of jobs, okay?
Me too.
I'm sorry. I'm literally running around everywhere all the time. I am exhausted. Anywho, we will see you guys in next week's episode. And just to confirm, we are going to be uploading every single Friday at noon or around noon. So just look out for new episodes on Fridays. And if you would also like to check us out on Instagram and TikTok, those will both be under Unconditional Hotmess Podcast or Unconditional Hotmess Podcast?
Or pod.
Or Pod.
I think it's
I
pod.
missed my B reel. Unconditional Hot Mess Pod. You were right. We also are working on setting up a Patreon that's going to have all of our bloopers and like a special chat forum for video requests and just to chit chat with anyone on there. I'm still working on setting that up. I'm really slacking. I'm really sorry. Anyways, we will see you guys next week in next week's episode. Have an awesome week, and I hope you guys are enjoying your new year so far. I know it's not new anymore, but I hope it's going good because we're like 2 weeks in at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, until next time, kisses from Kentucky. Bye.